It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick D. Bartolo. This is episode 1798, recorded Thursday, September 24th, 2020. No butter show than this. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, we have a brand new robot. What the heck is zSpace? And the last of my mimic gadgets. All next on the Giz Wiz.
It's the same dumb show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
Now, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the ring, Dick D. Bartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. And you?
Doing good myself. Doing pretty good myself.
Excellent. What is that can in front of you?
Oh, these cups kind of became popular, I think, about a year ago, 6 months ago, and they are double, or I guess they're just insulated cups, but they have a vacuum through the center, which really keeps the contents super duper cold. It reminds me of in chemistry class, we used to use that type of insulation to keep like liquid nitrogen cold and that sort of stuff. Is basically the metal has a vacuum in between the first layer and the second layer, so it keeps keeps it like super
it's shaped
cool.
like that so it can go into a car cup holder
Yeah,
thing?
exactly.
Wow, okay.
Exactly. And normally it has a plastic lid on it too, but I forgot.
That's a healthy drink.
Yeah. And so I think Yeti made these kind of popular, but those cups are like $100 or something. They're like brand name. It's like having a Gucci bag. It's like having a Yeti cup. And then, of course, Walmart and Academy and everybody ripped them off for, you can buy them for $7. So, so that's what I did.
That's more like it.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a fantastic cup. And yeah, you'll see them at like soccer games. All the soccer moms have their fancy big old cups, which is nice.
Excellent.
We have some housekeeping to get to before we get a little bit more into host chat. Two things. One is that next week we will be recording a day late. So if you're someone who likes to watch the live recordings, it'll be on Friday instead of on Thursday. Same time, just a day later. And second thing, I've mentioned it twice already, but just want to mention it one more time that in August? In August, we never charged the patrons for any episodes. So now that we're in September, we are charging for August and September. So if your Patreon subscription and gift, it looks a little large, that's why. Because all the stuff that happened in August is going through, and all the stuff in September is going through. So it'll look like a double charge because nothing happened in August. So just a reminder, I've said it twice already, I just don't want anyone to be shocked by the Patreon.
And just remember, Chad and I didn't make a penny this month.
Right. Right. So those are the housekeeping done. It's all clean. The house is clean.
Perfect.
What's going on?
Well, we'll throw one thing. We're going to do a virtual meetup.
Dang it, I had
so
three
we
things.
just set aside the date, October 18th. We usually do it sort of mid to late October. October 18th, let's just say 3 p.m. for an hour.
Perfect.
And
Eastern.
During the week, Chad's going to come up with a format.
Right.
And we'll fill you in next week.
It'll be virtual, so we'll use some type of virtual video chatting software, and we'll figure out exactly how we're going to do it later, but keep that date and time.
Yeah.
October 18th.
October 18th
3
is
Eastern.
Sunday.
3 Eastern.
3
Sunday.
p.m. East Coast time.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's see. I sent you one thing that happened to me today. I sent you a photo.
Yeah.
Dennis and I have I know it doesn't look new, But for us, that is a new finger for our Farallon boat, mainly because, as you can see in the middle, the fingers are very long, and so it's actually two fingers that they attach together. Well,
assume I'm stupid and don't know what a finger is. What is?
oh, the finger is the main dock is where everybody walks down, and then people walk out on their finger to see. That's called the finger.
That right there. Oh, interesting.
And our other finger had the foam had started absorbing water only on one side. So our finger was tilting terribly toward the Farallon, and it was getting dangerous. And now with COVID-19, I doubt if our $30 million new marina is anywhere in the future. So I think they figured, well, before those guys fall in the river, let's go to one of the docks that no one's using but floats level.
Oh.
And and it was great. They were great. I mean,
so that's something the marina covers. That's not like your property.
No. That is one of the things that the marina is responsible for. And it was really great. They said you can come down if you want, but we do this all the time. We just untie your boat. We wait till it's calm. And then we quickly slip a new finger. We detach your old finger, slip in a new finger. And they did it. And
don't you wish body parts were like that? You know?
Yes,
it's like,
it would be.
This finger's has an ache. Let's just pop. Replace it. There we go.
And I had my Nest Cam on, and I kept looking, and then I saw them walking to my dock. So I ran down to the marina, and the guy said, "How did you know we were gonna?" I said, "I have tremendous ESP." And he said, "Well, you really must have, because we just came over here like 10 minutes ago."
This boat is like another limb. I can feel it.
I can sense it.
I can sense something's happening.
And how about you? Great. Anything exciting?
Let me think. I got my car back.
Oh, is your
from
Lona
Tesla.
car?
I got that.
Your Lona?
That's all done. That's all fixed. And so I have my car back. And I am less than 1,000 miles to 50,000 miles on the car. And at 50,000 miles, my warranty is no longer. So...
drive slow.
I know, right? Like, I'm like, seriously, as little driving as I can possibly do on top of the little driving I'm already doing. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to keep it under 50,000. It's 50,000 miles, and I think in 4 years, which I think I still have like 2 years, but whichever one comes first. So I'm about ready to hit 50.
Driving.
Huh? Say it again?
50,000 miles is a lot of driving, isn't it?
It is. But I've taken that car all over. I've taken it to, this is obviously pre-COVID days, but I've taken it to Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. I've gone to Florida with it.
Florida, that's a trip.
Yeah. I mean, I've taken multiple thousands of mile trips. I mean, also just living in Texas, just going down to San Antonio, which I used to do every year. That's like 600 miles. I mean, it's like, and you're still in Texas. So it's not easy to get 50,000 miles on a car, but I've done it.
Wow, I can see.
Yeah. So I'm about ready to be out of warranty with my car, and I can't tell if once I'm out of warranty if I'm going to feel like, now I can just drive as much as I want. I don't care, like I'm not worried about the odometer anymore. Or if I'm going to be like, well, now I want to drive even less. If anything breaks, I'll have to pay for it. Can't tell what
Did they offer an extension for like $1 billion or something?
No, not really.
They want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
They go, once it's past 50,000 miles, it's your problem, pal.
Chumley says he has 200,000 miles on a 2016. See, I've never been afraid. So it's funny. We went from boat talk, which I don't know much about, to car talk, which you don't know much about.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've never been afraid of high mileage vehicles. My first car had like 150,000 miles on it, and I put a ton of miles on it too. But in general, when you're buying a car or buying a used car, you want to have low mileage on it so that not a whole bunch of things will break. I'm really curious to see what starts to fall apart on the Tesla. As long as it's not the battery, I'm pretty okay. So
you should just Google that. What falls apart on a Tesla? After, I'm sure a bunch of owners will jump in and tell you.
I've already had a few things, but luckily it's been in warranty. Like the radio just went out. Like you'd hit FM and it would just like not work. And they're like, yeah, sometimes that just happens. The radio stops working. It's like, oh, okay. And then
I'm shocked cars still have radios.
Oh yeah, they have HD radio, which was this thing like 10 years ago. It felt like maybe even like 20 years ago, that basically it's a digital signal on top of or underneath the analog signal, but it'll give you more bandwidth, I guess. It sounds a little bit better. And so, I have that in the Tesla, but the Tesla also just has LTE, like a phone. And so if you want to listen to Spotify or podcasts or a tune-in radio type of situation where it's just over the internet radio, you can do that still as well.
No, that's I remember at CES. Remember Wurlitzer? Do you even know that name?
Wurlitzer. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever.
Okay, Wurlitzer makes something called the jukebox. Okay,
oh, yeah.
So you see them in old movies, and in old movies, there's the giant jukebox, and then some diners have little jukeboxes on each table where you can play songs, and at CES, I don't know, 10 years ago, they had this giant Wurlitzer. And I said, how many songs can that play? And he said, every song ever written. He said, because it's just connected to the internet.
Of course.
And we just,
Of course. Oh,
anyway, shall we jump into new things?
Let's jump into some gadgets.
Okay, so last week there was a virtual press event called Techfluence, and it was pretty well organized with 16 vendors.
As long as it wasn't Tech Influence.
No,
actually.
Tech
no, anyway.
Presence. Yeah,
there you go.
Tech Presence. The one problem is they let anybody use whatever platform they wanted. So some people were on Zoom, and then some people were on something else, and it was a little confusing. Anyway, but I found some neat stuff. And you know what? Didn't Leo have a robot at TWIT?
Yes. What was that thing named? But it was like he had, I thought, 2 different ones at one point. But he had one that you'd shove an iPad into. And then you'd use an iPad on the other end, and they would have controls. And their video would show up. So it was this roaming iPad with wheels and a long stick.
Oh, okay. Well, this is, I think, a new version of that, and I think it is far less money than Leo paid. But let's take a look at this robot.
Life is about human connection. Our strongest bonds are with family, but you can't always be there with them. And calling doesn't give you that same feeling. There are a lot of things you enjoy doing together that you can't do through a call. So we made Omni, the robot that makes these things possible, even if you live miles away. Omni isn't like a phone call or ordinary video chat. You're there, in the robot. You have the control to move and look around. And this frees up the other side from having to stop and answer a call. You can just join in no matter what they're doing. No more phone tag or scheduling a call like a meeting. Our testers are using Omni to do awesome stuff like cook together, hang out for a barbecue, or even watch a whole movie together. It's the stuff they'd never do with Skype or FaceTime because it's just way too cumbersome. And the coolest part is that none of this was planned ahead of time. As soon as they got the bot, these experiences just happen naturally.
We wanted to make a home robot that's not just a toy, but something built to last and be truly useful week after week. Our design philosophy has 2 main parts, and the first is to maximize the human connection. So Omni is made to be human height to give you that most natural view of the world. And people on the other side can look straight at you and talk to you just like normal.
Short
We really
human
wanted to
height.
enhance presence, that feeling that someone's there with you. So we designed Omni with a moving neck and a seamless control interface we call Motion Map. The neck may seem subtle, but we found it really makes the experience a lot more engaging, a lot more human. So the second part of our design philosophy is to minimize all hassle, because nothing should get in the way of the Omni experience. Setup is simple. Unfold, connect to Wi-Fi, then call in with just one click, and there's no software to install. We also made Omni super quiet so you can hang out for a long time without bugging anyone. And if you need to move it around, it's light. You can take it upstairs, move it out in the patio, or fold it up into your car. You don't have to worry about keeping it charged. When you're finished, press one button to auto dock. Omni is different, right down to its materials and how we make it. We source sustainable bamboo, and we use satin anodized aluminum. Another cool thing is that we use additive manufacturing to build Omni in a scalable and efficient way. We're doing it all in-house to keep it lean, and that means less risk. We've already been shipping Omni to test users around the world for over a year.
We're also backers like you, tired of campaigns overpromising and under-delivering. So that's why we waited to launch our campaign until now, after 2 years and 9 generations of prototypes. We're super passionate about bringing families closer, and with your support, we can bring the Omni experience to everyone. Join our campaign and enjoy Omni with your own family.
Interesting.
Okay, so they claim that they have a 4K 13 megapixel camera in there. It weighs 22 pounds, and as you see, it folds in half.
Right.
And it's kind of interesting because all those the metal buttons on each side connect all the wiring when you just unfold it.
Right.
Which I thought was clever. Well, what I thought was interesting is talking to I said, you know, what's your market for this? Is it business to business? And they said, well, we have an art gallery that leaves it on, I believe, at night, so people can roam around and look at photos.
Interesting.
And she said that,
and we don't have to pay for security people.
Yes.
Really?
And she said over a period of months they sold $80,000 in paintings.
Oh wow.
They said real estate agents leave them in a house.
Interesting.
So that people can go look around in the house.
One-story houses.
Yes, exactly. And then the other thing I thought was interesting is that some hospitals use them where they don't want people in the rooms, but they can send the robot in there so the family from afar can talk to the person or even just see the person. So I thought there are a lot of uses for this that I really didn't think of at first. When Leo bought his, I asked the guy, are you ever going to have them for rent at a convention so that if I couldn't go to the convention, I could drive around and visit each booth? And he said, oh, that would be a perfect use of that. Of course, now there are no conventions. And also CES, I think, is way too crowded for that to ever happen.
All the robots would get in a traffic jam and there'd be...
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, but there was a very funny thing that happened at the convention center. He said, well, why don't you talk to a robot? He said, just stand here because we have 5 robots and they're being controlled from our corporate office. And as soon as they see you just standing here, a robot will come over to you and introduce himself. So the robot comes over and I said, hi. And he goes, are you the guy from Mad Magazine?
Wow.
That was so funny.
That's amazing.
That was so funny.
Oh, that's
awesome. I said, yeah, but I'm supposed to be asking you questions.
You can't see on the other side. He's using facial recognition and Google to figure out... No, I'm just kidding. Because you can't see him Googling.
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
But, you know, wasn't Leo's like $4,000 or $5,000? Do you remember?
I remember it was really expensive. Chat may know better than me. I don't remember. It was expensive.
All right, so this one is, I saw you getting the price there. Was it $21.95?
Yeah, so the price for this one...
At the store?
Was... I just left it, of course. Oh, where is it? Here it is. It's, $21.95.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, okay, so I think this is interesting. I'm surprised that they were focused so much on home use. I just don't see a ton of people getting it for their house.
No, I agree.
I would see this as
if you
much
had
more business.
elderly folks, that would be a boon, I think.
Right, totally.
If you wanted to look in the kitchen and make sure your mother's not burning something, or
Totally. So Leo's was double robotics. It looks like this is a newer version, the double 3. This is not the design I remember. So this is a newer version. And pricing is more expensive than the one we're talking about now.
Yeah.
So, $4,000.
God, the travel case, $700. Yeah. Can't the robot just go on his own?
Yeah, you'd think you just say, "Come along, robot, let's go."
Yeah,
like I don't need to carry you anywhere.
Hey, get on a bus and go. Here's bus fare.
Exactly. So I'm surprised that they were focused on the home. I'm also surprised that they focus so much on, oh, it's so much easier than answering the phone. You don't even need to answer the phone. The robot is just there. My first thought is, so I'll be, walking around the house naked, and then this robot's going to be coming. I was like, I didn't answer the phone. How did this robot just pops out of nowhere?
That's funny.
I think that they should have said something like, and with our Do Not Disturb feature, if you don't want the robot to wake up.
Yes, that's a very good idea. That's a very good idea.
So anyway, I think it's very interesting. I think the price point, while expensive for businesses, would work. And I really like the articulating head that it has. I think that is a very nice feature, because I remember using the double robotics one, and the way it got around seeing was it used both cameras on the iPad. It used the front-facing and the back-facing, and the back-facing camera they had a mirror on it, and it would point it at the ground. So if you wanted to look around, really all you could do was look forward or look at the ground to see if you were going to bump into anything. And that was an elegant solution, but I like the articulating head on this one, on the Omni. So it's cool.
Anyway, so that's it. Oh, and it 6 hours of battery operation on one full charge, and as they said in the video, you hit a button on, and it goes back and it finds the charging station and stays there until it's charged.
That's cool.
That's it. Omni robot. Okay, so zSpace. I'll have you start by showing this little 40-second demo. zSpace was really fascinating, and if you don't know what it is, you'll know in 40 seconds.
So here it is.
Welcome to the real world of virtual reality on the zSpace platform. What is zSpace? It's a tabletop virtual reality that's transforming education today. zSpace functions as your typical Windows PC until you open the zSpace application, and then the magic really begins. Long story short, zSpace tracks the user's eyewear and stylus in real time, allowing the user to comfortably reach in and interact, move around, dissect, blow up, or change different variables within the environment.
Interesting.
So it's like virtual reality and AR. So, you do this kind of thing more than me. So this seems unique to me. Is it?
So from what I gathered from that video, the renders make it seem like it comes right on out of the screen. But what I am guessing happens is that those goggles are 3D goggles. And so when you pull it out, you have to be looking at the screen. There's no screen in the glasses. It is just it's
going to seem like it's halfway between you and the screen, right?
But if you were to look away from the screen, or if your thing was to fall off the screen, it wouldn't work. It's a augmented reality from that screen. It makes the screen very three-dimensional, but it also has tracking software in it, I think.
Because you can turn it around.
Right.
I think they were talking about when you design something in 3D, you could use that and see what it looks like all the way around before
Right.
you 3D print it.
Right. So that's neat. That's fairly cool.
And we'll just show a minute of the school that is actually using this, because evidently kids, this is a great way to go to school.
I'm sure. Here we are.
There's no way a student will come into a zSpace lab and not be engaged, if not engrossed, in the learning. Liberty is a very progressive school district. We have approximately 10,000 students. We are about high student achievement, and zSpace was just right at the cutting edge of what we wanted students to use in their day-to-day learning.
All of a sudden, the concepts come alive. I have one student in my environmental science class. When we're talking about the biome and ecosystems, he's kind of like, oh, okay, I just want to put my head down and I really don't want to hear this. I brought the class over here in this lab and gave them one of the activities that dealt with ecology. And he took the lead. He was like, no, this is what this does. And he's explaining it to everyone. They're open, they're receptive, they're energetic, they're more engaged.
And with the zSpace, I was able to view the organism and able to see in detail what I'm looking at, instead of just looking at a 2D picture. You're actually able to use your hands and use your head to get that hands-on type of experience like I was there.
It deepens.
All right, we could go out there. I thought
experience.
that was really fascinating.
Yeah, I really want to try it, because I feel like in a lot of this like promotional stuff, it's hard to understand what's really going on. Like right here, where I think, this is my assumption, is if we were actually wearing the glasses, where this falls away from the screen wouldn't exist. But for promotional reasons, they're showing it in real space.
Oh, you don't think you're going to see it sort of in air?
No, I think you would see this and this in air, this space, but this would be gone. I think the screen is the thing that is creating it, and your goggles are making it seem like it's 3D. And it's really hard to understand that, because their promotion makes it seem like it's popping out of the screen.
Yeah.
I think it's traditional 3D, but they can track your head and make it look better. I don't think, see, the thing is that there's other technologies that would do that, like Microsoft's, I forgot the name of it. Microsoft has a technology that basically it is a screen over a lens, but these goggles look like they're just 3D goggles, not HoloLens, which Nick with a C reminded me.
Okay.
So Microsoft has HoloLens, which does project actual like screen imagery, but I don't think this is doing that. And their promotional material makes it look like it pops off the screen. But the technology of having the pen in real space, that's awesome. That's really cool too. So I think I think their promotional stuff makes it confusing, but I still think that it's pretty cool. To be able to,
I can certainly see kids
totally
wanting to go to class.
Totally.
Yeah. And also I said, like he was saying, they have a page of all the different industries that they have software for. And I was saying, can you dissect a virtual frog so they can leave frogs alone? And he said, we have virtual frogs, we have virtual everything.
Exactly. I would have gone to dissection virtual frog class, but I'd skip the actual frog. Yeah, totally.
Exactly. He says there we have cadavers in there that for doctors to.
Totally. And also, I could see like an engineering course. This would be awesome. I mean, to really show this gear interacts with this gear, and here's where it would stop, and you could cut a cross section through using, almost like X-ray stuff in virtual reality. That's awesome. That's all really, really cool stuff. So yeah.
Anyway, it was two interesting things to see at this
I like it.
virtual Techfluence event. Okay, so all the links to that are in the show notes. And now at the beginning of the show, someone said, "Are you going to show us an LED gadget?" Well, of course I'm going to show you an LED gadget. And this is it. Welcome to Disneyland Labs. Take a look at this. A couple of weeks ago or shows ago or videos ago, I said, Disneyland Labs, I should have a lab coat. Spike and Nancy. Ta-da! I think it says Acme Garage on it. We painted it out. It said,
Kick
Acme
Me.
Tire Repair. Anyway, so here, now we have the lab coat. We are only testing high-end, very sophisticated gadgets like the $5 room-to-room gold clip lights. Okay. All right. So I was on the Five Below website, and I thought, well, it says LED. I don't know what they are. Oh. Well. Oh, they're battery. We now know they're battery powered. And all right, we'll see what. You know what? These look kind of neat, I think. Let's take them off. And okay, we will. So I got 2 AA batteries in here. Little on-off switch. Let's go and ta-da! Oh, I like.
Whoa.
Oh, you know, I like that. I don't like the fact that they're tied up. How could they? Oh, okay. Did they just unwind? How did they ever get this knot through there? Well, this is going. Oh, okay. This goes through here. Did that do it? I think so. All right, this goes through here. All right, so I don't know what you're supposed to do with these things. Oh, it looks like you take them and you get pictures. See, look. Let me.
I was wondering if they had like clips to
here.
Clip to a
And the picture you
shelving
hide
or something.
You hide the clip.
Well, that's pretty
I guess the
adorable.
light has to be in front, Yeah. so it would be like that, and you make a string of them. Or
For a kid's room or a dorm, a college
Well,
dorm,
if the light's
be
behind you, it
fun.
won't do anything, right?
No, that's what. When you do it in the back,
No,
it
that
looks
does
like
nothing.
when
All
the
right, so I guess
spotlight's
the
on my
object
head.
is you take photos and you can. You have to really get these unstrung before you start doing it. But basically, I guess this is what you do with them. And
Someone had a
then-
bright idea.
Oh
I guess
yes,
it's-
that's
it's
great.
Like
That's
a
a good.
darkened room or something. I don't know. Does it look like anything? Does it look stupid?
No, it's very decorative.
I guess you could hang notes and things on
Yeah.
them. I mean, it's
cheery.
$5.
No, they're pretty.
So, room to room, that is Five Below's own brand. And since they're little LEDs, I assume the batteries will last a fair amount of time. And it doesn't say how long it is. Okay, 6 feet. When you stretch it out, it's 6 feet. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 lights. Okay. I think it's pretty neat for $5. You supply your own AA batteries.
It'd
and
be
that's
nice
it.
at Christmas on the mantle.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Oh,
That's
good
a
idea.
super idea. On the mantle for the holidays. You know what? You could hang these on your Christmas stockings.
Mm-hmm.
A bulb on each stocking. Chad and I, we'll buy a bunch of these and we'll remarket them as Santa's Christmas stocking LED lights for $25. Okay, bye.
It runs another minute.
And
We
it's
go out in the hall.
also a fun puzzle for kids because it took about 45 minutes to untangle all the lights. But look at what you can do with them. This is Dennis's fall display in the hallway here at Disneyland. And we just clipped it to various leaves. So it looks really super. When you're having company, just turn the little battery pack on and dazzle your friends. Without? With.
Wow.
Now how much would you pay? And this is another thing. Do you have a dull, listless display in the hall? Get Dick and Chad's new Light 'em Up plant display. It's just $35.
Keeps going up.
Just here in time for the holidays.
That is so funny. I could also see a great use for that is around the holidays, a lot of people send letters back and forth. That'd be a great way to keep letters kind of all
Yes, and Christmas
together.
cards.
Yeah, Christmas cards, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
no. They're very nicely made. And like I said, for $5, I love Five Below.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you know,
should
it's-
start a Kickstarter, 25.
Yeah, yes. But take a look. I sent a link to, was it Hobby Lobby? What was the other place I found?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby. They had our idea. Darn it.
Yeah. So
They beat us
it's
to
kind of
it.
interesting. They look like the exact same clips, except theirs
Oh, they
takes
have
3 batteries.
Oh.
But it's more than twice as much. It's $12. Oh, it branded sharper image? Oh my God. Well, that alone doubled the price.
Oh my gosh. That is funny. It looks like it might be a foot and a half longer too. 7.5 feet.
Yes, it is. Interesting. So get them at Five Below.
That's Five Below for sure.
That's your place.
That's
10
great.
gold clips, 10 LEDs.
That was great. Room to room. I
Room
think
to
I'm going to go
room.
try to find that at my local Five Below. That's perfect.
And online. That's where I found
Yeah.
mine online. And that brings us to the final.
You know you don't need it, but you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it.
Get it. Okay, well, this week we have, 1 second, it's kind of big. It looks like a creeper head, but it's actually a house for a cat. Let's get on out, kitty cat. There he goes.
Okay, I'm going to walk across the keyboard and see what I can stir up.
No, just kidding. Get out of here, Jack. These are the gadget. What? What are these? They look like
Fragrant. They smell up a room.
ooh, they kind of maybe look plant-like. Well, let's take a look at the video we recorded earlier to show them off. Hey Diggity, so here we are with another crappy gadget, and I am sure that the room is super echoey, so I'm gonna pre-apologize for that. So here we are with today's gadget. Remember, we are covering mimic gadgets, gadgets that look like one thing but do another. We're here in the bathroom for a reason, because this is actually a bathroom product. Now, one frustration I have about this, I bought it as a 2-pack from Amazon, and it is completely taped up. To open it, I can see that the tabs are right there, but I actually, it's gonna be a little bit to get this open. Okay, we got it open, sort of, not very pretty packaging. But this is the gadget, and the idea is that it will look like a lotus bud inside of your bathroom. And who knows, this could be a great gadget, but I have a feeling it's going to be a crappy gadget. So let's see. This is supposed to disguise, oh my gosh, it's totally falling apart here. This is supposed to disguise your Q-tips as a plant inside of your bathroom. So we have them out. Let's get rid of all the packaging and let's get the Q-tips. Okay, so we have our Q-tips. We have our Q-tips here. So I'll just grab a bunch of them. This may be too many. In fact, like positive this is too many. Okay, and we'll put our Q-tips into the lotus bud. And it still looks like a plant. Okay, well, I need to obviously have some Q-tip organization here. Get this looking better. I can already tell I don't think that this is going to look anything like an actual plant, and it's going to fool no one. No one will look at this and think, oh wow, what a nice little succulent you have. Ooh, and then it comes with a cover, so I guess you could cover it and then stick it over there.
It almost works.
Yeah, kind of with the cover on, it does kind of blend in. Like if you were looking at this in terms of the entire area, this is so weird. I just realized you can decide how big you want your thing. So you have little different leaves here. So you just want a small one, or a large one, I guess. A small amount of leaves is what I meant to say. Or less Q-tip, but more leaf. So let's fill this one up. So this one is a different color, and there's a whole bunch of different colors. This came as a 2-pack. So this white one, does it look any more plant-like? I guess the fact that it's white is kind of giving it away. But what's funny is, now that they're actually have the lid on them, I feel like they look pretty classy. Taking the lid off,
I think they look pretty neat.
I don't know why, but that loses some class, and then you would just grab a Q-tip and use it, and then you could put the lid back on. The lid would obviously work as a dust cover to make sure that your Q-tips don't get dusty. And then you could arrange it in the room, make it look somewhat nice, I guess. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of crappy. I don't see it. It feels very plasticky. If this was like actual glass, maybe it gave some more room. Maybe, but in general, I don't think that this really looks like that good of a plant, and I don't know if it really does look classy. So,
I don't think it's bad.
Good, awesome, perfect. I guess I was trying to judge it really hard on, does it look like a plant? And the answer is no. I don't think it looks super much like a plant. But also, maybe that's not the point. Maybe just kind of add some class to the room, which I do think that it did. I think that's better than just a cup for your Q-tips or obviously.
No, I agree. I agree.
And it's not expensive. 2-pack, and it costs $9. And like I mentioned,
I was going to guess 2 for $10, so it's even cheaper.
Perfect. And there's lots of colors, so you can get a fully black one with black petals and a black base, pink and green, the white and green, which I got, or white and black. So I think it's pretty clever. I really wish that the top
I think it's clever. Yeah.
was made out of glass.
Also, I'm impressed that you used the brand name Q-tip.
Oh.
And don't get $1,000 store.
Yeah. Well, that's oh, I see. Yes. Yeah. I guess. I don't use Q-tips that much, so I guess when I get them, I'm just like, you know what? Let's go.
Go right for the brand name.
Splurge on these things. I'm not a heavy Q-tip user, so.
Neither am I.
That's funny.
No, I think that's pretty good.
So there you go. That is the Q-tip container, the last of the Mimic gadgets. So next month we will have a new gadget for you guys and a whole new theme. So become a patron today to vote on what the next gadget will be. With that, let's head into Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Our email says, "Hi, Dick and Chad. Here's a link to a video I made for you guys about some old tech that I picked up at a ham radio event for $10.
Perfect.
It might even have some interesting history attached to it.
Signed, David Drake. And here's David's video.
Hey, Dick and Chad. Today I've got for you what may or may not be a piece of American history. This is a Safehouse video phone that was sold back in the 1980s and 1990s.
What? Oh, my word.
By, among other folks, Radio Shack. Have no idea what the price was. I'm sure it was well up into the hundreds. But I thought it might be fun to take a look and see how this item that I bought at a Hamfest for $10 works.
Oh, does it work?
Does it work?
This would be mounted on at the entrance to a building or an office. And in here there's a CCD camera. On the front of this there is a button which acts as a doorbell button, a microphone, and a speaker. And someone would come to the front door, they would step up to the device here and they would push the button.
It reminds me so much of Ring.
Once the button was pushed,
yes,
this device, which was located by somewhere inside of the office or the building by a twisted pair of wires, would hear this.
Wow, it works.
And
the
screen
camera works?
right here would light up. And I'll show you a little bit more about that screen in a minute. Once you had looked through the screen to see if the person behind the screen was at the other end of this was the person you wanted to see, you would pick up the phone and you could talk to them. I'm going to get a little feedback here because the microphone is so close. But you would talk to them, you would say, yes, you're good to go, no, you're not good to go. And then once you were happy with it, you would hang up. And then you could press the unlock button right here.
What?
There's another set of twisted wires that would go to a solenoid somewhere that would activate a door unlocking mechanism.
Wow.
Also here you've got a button that allows you to turn on the camera.
It takes a moment to warm up, looks like.
If you just want to look without somebody having to activate the doorbell, you can push the button again to turn it off. And you have a little slider here that affects the contrast of the
that is an old school
of the display.
Oh my gosh.
The picture is really not that great. It's kind of taking a beating. You try to adjust the contrast and it really doesn't do a whole lot for the picture. The gentleman that I picked this up from at the Hamfest claimed that he had worked for he was an officer in military intelligence, and one of his responsibilities had been to help set up safe houses across the United States for political officials in case they needed to go somewhere during a major national crisis.
Whoa.
He told me that he both installed and removed this particular Safehouse camera from a safe house where Dick Cheney, the Vice President of the United States, went on September 11th.
Oh my God.
Whether or not that's true, I don't know. The guy seemed to be both knowledgeable and trustworthy. In any case, I still feel like I have a fun piece of American history. So thanks, Chad and Dick, and we'll see you next time.
That is the craziest.
That's great.
The craziest warehouse in a long time. That is awesome. That is so cool.
That was great. David Drake, thank you so much for that. That was great. David, I'll be sending you the newest Mad magazine. And we're looking for more videos. Okay, this is great. I don't think David's ever submitted anything before. So if you have a gadget, any kind of a gadget, old crap in the basement, something brand new, something you bought and hate, make a little video, 2 to 3 minutes, horizontal, and make sure that we can hear you and see the gadget. And email us the link, upload it to YouTube and click on listed. Then only people with the link will be able to see it. Email that link to us, mail@gizwiz.tv, mail@gizwiz.tv. Anything
to do with a gadget.
Anything. If you picked it up at a ham radio place, it's probably good enough for us.
That's right.
With that, let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
All right. Our email is from Mo, our most faithful and frequent contributor. Mo says, this is a butter lover's dream.
Ooh.
And he sent a link to it. And there's a little video on that page.
That is okay.
I know it. I couldn't figure out what the heck it was.
So it's, you put butter at the bottom. Oh, you melt it.
Yeah, you put
Oh my
the
gosh.
butter on the grill.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It reminds me of like a a bubble machine.
Oh, in a way, yes.
The butter fills in the holes like a bubble machine.
Also, when I saw this video, I thought, what's with Cuisinart? Cuisinart used to bring to mind very top-end appliances.
Yeah.
So I already did the Cuisinart corn popper. That was $16 and didn't work. And this is the Cuisinart butterer for, what is it, $20?
The butter wheel.
The butter
yeah,
wizard.
$20.
Oh my, the butter wheel. The Cuisinart CBW 201 butter wheel in stainless.
Yeah.
For under $20. Anyway.
Yeah, they must be selling out their name.
They must just be, yeah. It's
you want a melting dome?
Good stuff anymore. Oh, the 6-inch melting dome.
I went to a place in Louisiana, in New Orleans, that instead of, so what this is actually used for is you like put a burger underneath it, and then if you put like cheese on top, you could throw this on, and it's like a way to keep in the heat, and sometimes you squirt some water under there to almost like steam something. But the claim to fame of this burger joint was that they cooked with hubcaps. And so they had these old school hubcaps, and instead of a melting dome like this, they throw a hubcap onto the grill.
How big were these hamburgers?
They were normal size hamburgers.
They were normal hamburgers.
But the hubcaps were old school hubcaps that were really round.
Okay.
Yeah, Mooney's. I think that was it. Mooney's. So yeah, anyway,
that's very funny.
Now, the melting dome is synonymous with hubcaps in my mind.
That's very funny.
That is a funny thing, Mo. What a weird gadget. The butterer, the butter wheel. I feel like that's a lot of butter. I don't know if I need that much butter in my life.
I assume he's at a barbecue because that was like a half a pound of butter to butter two corn on the cobs.
Yeah. It's pretty good though. I like it. Yeah. What a funny gadget. Thanks, Mo. With that, I want to say thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/GizWiz. You guys support every single week. So assuming we charge you for the episode. And we really want to say thank you so much for your support and generosity. If you like the Giz Wiz, you can head on over to patreon.com/GizWiz and support. You can also find that link at gizwiz.tv. Click on the Patreon tab, and there's a big banner there that you can click. And if you don't want to support via Patreon, there is a PayPal link on that page as well at gizwiz.tv for single donations. You can also do reoccurring through PayPal as well. We totally appreciate that. However you support, we want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your support of the Giz Wiz. We really appreciate it. Speaking of gizwiz.tv, that's where you can watch the show live. A reminder that next week we will be on Friday instead of Thursday. But all you have to do is head on over to gizwiz.tv. If we ever have a date change, it'll be posted right there at the top of the website. And the live stream will just pop in whenever we are live. So just go to gizwiz.tv and you'll see the live stream, as well as the chat room right below the live stream. So join and chat away. Thank you to all of our chat room members who are here with us. You can also subscribe on iTunes with an RSS link. Most podcatchers have us already there, and you can also subscribe on YouTube and catch previous episodes there on our website for all the past stuff. But if you want descriptions and articles and links about all of the gadgets that we cover, head on over to gizwiz.biz or gizwiz.me for the mobile version of this site. And that is the site that Dickie D writes up all of these great articles about the gadgets we cover. While you're there, play What the Heck Is It? The game show online that you get to figure out what the heck this gadget is. This is the current What the Heck Is It gadget, and this is obvious to me that this is a light bulb tongs. You know, you got to change a light bulb, but it's just too hot. You know, you burn your fingers. So this will grab that light bulb for you and unscrew it, so you can quickly and easily change that light bulb. If you think you know what this gadget is, get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. 6 Mad Magazines for correct answer signed by Dickie D himself, and 12 Mad Magazines for funny, clever, hilarious, and interesting answers. So get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. That about wraps it up for the show. We'll see you next week.
I'll be here.